The Super League was possibly the worst idea in football history. It was designed to make the rich richer and leave everyone else to suffer the consequences. But what if the best of the best in Europe could come together to challenge in a 4-tier Football League pyramid to prove who's the best? Now, to be in the thick of this experiment, I'll keep an eye on all 4 leagues whilst taking over the Shamrock Rovers team in the 4th tier of the league system. And I can't wait to experience every level that the pyramid has to offer. This team is so bad, and we have a really difficult season ahead of us. I mean, this season is absolutely brutal. We've got teams like Ipswich, Real Sociedad, Wolfsburg. We're going to get eaten alive. We're only a 1-star team and the worst squad in the entire 4 divisions. Now, the focus is the Super League, and this is how it's all set up. All 92 have been chosen based on domestic strength or status. I've made sure there's at least one team from every European league in the game, and any European Cup holders are automatically included. So that will explain why random teams like maybe Ipswich are involved in this setup. Now, although our focus is watching the Super Leagues, we're going to have a little bit of a side project. We're going to take over Shamrock Rovers, as we've said already. We're just going to see how far we can take them and whether we can challenge Europe's elite by the end of this save. So we cooked up some young signings. Isa Marino came in from Malaga, Andre Garcia came in from Reading, James DeBayo came in from Leeds, a young centre-back, Jacques Tyler Novello came in from Cosenza, and Sergio came in from Tenerife. We have some brilliant new additions that should really start to grow with us over the next few seasons. And that gives the team a foundation as we boost ourselves with some young talents, but we are still way off the mark of anybody in this league. This is going to be a horrible season. And getting to the end of the first season, this is how the players performed, and star players Novello and Burke really did stand out. We probably still finished last, but it's an impressive campaign to see that players are still able to perform. And I'm actually really impressed with the league position. We finished last, yes, but 27 points, drawing with the second team Gothenburg. We're not that far off Schalke, so a very impressive campaign even though we are at the bottom. We are miles ahead of where I thought we'd already be. I was expecting something like 10 points this season. Now, the Super League 4 top scorer ended up being Tim Kleindienst with 27. The assist leaders were Rafa and Thiago Thomas, who finished on 13. And the top clean sheet holder was Mert Günok. What a season for all of those winners. Now, the final thing to look at for our league is Besiktas actually went up as champions, 99 points for the Turkish team. Wolfsburg and Panathinaikos will go up automatically, and Mönchengladbach actually win the playoffs, booking their place in the Euro Super League 3. So just to see how everything unfolded in the other leagues, Betis won the title with Everton going up with them automatically in Super League 3, and one of Monaco, Valencia, Rangers and Feyenoord will go up with them as well. And then the 4 teams relegated are FC Basel, Ghent, Bodo Glimt and Karabag, so we'll be facing them next season. In Super League 2, Fenerbahce actually won the title with Newcastle going up with them automatically, and then Villa, Lazio, Galatasaray and Athletic Bilbao will fight it out in the playoffs. And then Sevilla, Anderlecht and Nottingham Forest will actually get relegated and go down to Super League 3 this season. And now finally, up to the top tier of the Super League, the teams that actually go down this season are Benfica, Ajax and Spurs. Porto survived the drop, Napoli survived the drop, Man United just on the outside. And then when it comes to your champion and the top team in Europe right now, Bayern Munich win the title with only 74 points. That looked unbelievably competitive based on how the points were shared. But that season 1 was crazy. A few upsets here and there, some impressive results from a few teams. Fenerbahce dominated the second tier. I can't wait to see what else is held in this one, and whether someone can topple Bayern Munich at the top. And we kick off season 2 with this team, and it's not a lot to cook with. There is a lot of work to do this summer. Now, during the course of this season, we picked up 6 new transfers, but the 4 that went into the starting lineup were Benjamin Ferraz from Fredrikstad, Mason Melia came in from Antalyaspor, Pablo Garcia comes in from Deportivo La Coruña, and Kenny Arroyo comes in from Besiktas. Really strengthens us this. We have a much more incredible team now. I wonder how much closer we are to avoiding relegation. And I mean, look at this team now, a lot better. I feel like we can maybe challenge teams like Göteborg now. We have to go into the season and just try not to finish last. Can we make that happen? Now, looking at this, it's a really impressive campaign. Novello, Melia, Faras done fairly well. Arroyo in his first year was impressive. I'd say the top scorers haven't done as well as they did last year, but it's a lot more evenly shared this year round. So it's really good to see the team coming together, but it all comes down to this. Where did we finish in the league? And when it comes to the league, we've absolutely smashed it. 20th. Such a good year. 4 teams below us in such a good place with our squad. So many young talents that are going to continue to grow. We are just going to get better. What a season. And then when it comes to the top of our league, Real Sociedad has smashed it as champions. Bodo Glimt and Parma will go up with them automatically. And Sparta Praha are the ones that go up with them, going up through the playoffs. Now in the Euro Super League 4, De Lapp and Van Aert win the Golden Boot as they scored 28 goals this season. The assists are shared as well, as Oskarsson and Van Aert get the top assist leader with 10, and the clean sheet leader is a clear-cut German. Lars Unestal wins with 17. What a season for these players. They've absolutely smashed it. But let's just wrap up the other leagues. So the Euro Super League 3 finishes with Malmo, Midtjylland, Young Boys and St Etienne all getting relegated to our division, and then Monaco go up as champions with Nottingham Forest going up automatically, and then one of Club Brugge, Lille, Braga and Wolfsburg will go up via the playoffs. For the second tier, Feyenoord, Lyon and Marseille will all get relegated this season, and then Spurs will jump straight back up with Villa, both of them being promoted automatically, and one of Villarreal, Benfica, Roma or Sporting will find their place in that top division next season. And then finally the top division, the Euro Super League 1 has Galatasaray, Napoli and Fenerbahce all getting relegated this year, and it ends up being Manchester City who take home the league title in season 2. Incredible performance as they pit Barcelona and Real to the title. Now going into season 3, we brought one player. Amawaku comes in as a new holding midfielder. O'Neill will leave, and hopefully we can have a fantastic season ahead of us. And so after that one move, we have improved our bench and subs, by the way, but I don't think you care too much about that. This is the first team. This is how we look. Let's jump straight into it. But ultimately we want to look at how we performed, and we've done really well. I mean, Melia picked up some great contributions, Arroyo as well from the other wing. Novello, though, the standout with 23 goals this year. Goals are shared around the rest of the team as well, which is unbelievable, but it's nice to see an unbelievable growth. Novello's gone up by 8, Arroyo by 4, and Melia has gone up by 5. This team is looking unbelievable. And when you look at our league position, we look unbelievable. 12th in the table, a really impressive season. We've done so well to grow so much, and we're not that far away from things like playoffs. We should really be looking to go for those next season. But when you go to the top of the table, Rapid Vienna won the title, Kiev and Ghent went up with them, and Genk beat the odds, beating all teams above them to go through in the playoffs, meaning they will be in Super League 3 next season. Ivan Vidarsson won the Golden Boot, getting 24 goals for Ghent this season. Romain Del Castillo done unbelievably to win the top assist leader, 14 for the year, and the Golden Glove goes to Nicholas Helch as he unbelievably keeps 17 clean sheets for Rapid Vienna this year. That is an unbelievable record. But for Super League 3, Anderlecht, Pauk, Victoria Pleasant and Bodo Glimt will all come down and meet us next season. Going up to the second tier of the European Super League, Sevilla and Marseille will go up and will be followed by one of Lyon, Lille, Valencia and Wolfsburg. In Super League 2, Everton, Bruges and Monaco all got relegated this season, will go down to the third tier. And the teams going back up are Benfica, Leipzig, and then one of Napoli, Celtic, Lazio and PSV will join them. Sadly for Aston Villa, Porto and Villarreal, they'll go down from the top tier of the European Super League. But once again, to dominate the Super League this season, it was Manchester City. They've won it 2 years in a row. They're absolutely formidable. Now with season 4, we want to take a bit of a different approach. We've changed the formation, going to see what these lads can do, but I'm thinking a playoff campaign could possibly be on the horizon, so we're going to see if we can take that further. Now with this season, we really wanted to strengthen, and we've done that with a new centre-back partnership. De Bayo has left, we've brought in a new centre-back from Salzburg, Vlad Nielsen, and then we've brought in another one to accompany him, Finley Barnes from Man City, a really nice talented player who could be fantastic fantastic for us, which will make the team look like this. And if I'm being honest, this starts to look very strong. The front line's unbelievable. The defense is getting stronger. Hopefully we can see a few players hit the 80 mark by the end of the season. That would make us serious competitors either this year or next. And I mean, look at this team. Melia, unbelievable, 25 goals. Arroyo, 22 from the other wing. Novello dropped off a little bit, but everyone contributed. Faras, Garcia, all picking up goals. What a season. These guys are just getting better and better. But look at this. The league table is incredible. Power, Pleasant and Michelin all do go up automatically. But we're in a playoff campaign against Young Boys Brest and Malmo. Can we finally get promoted? And the answer is instantly no. We got knocked out by Brest after a 3-2 aggregate win for the French team. And it was Brest that went on to win it and will be promoted this season. And Gogorza has had a fantastic year with 26 goals for Michelin to be the top scorer of the league. 3 players ended up winning the top assist leader as Danilo, Davutashvili and Niule all picked up incredible results this year. And the Golden Glove has gone to Fabrice Diabate as Pawak picked up 16 clean sheets this year. No wonder they finished as the league leaders. Now the final thing to do is look at the rest of the pyramid, and we'll be seeing Sparta Praha, Parma, Genk and Steaua Bucharest all come down and play with us next season. And then Lyon and Monaco go up automatically with Lyon as champions, and Lille, Feyenoord, Rangers and Zagreb will fight out in the playoffs for a place in Super League 2. The relegated teams from the second tier are now Sevilla, West Ham and Ajax, a team that actually started in the top tier. They are now in the third tier of Super League football. But the teams being promoted are Aston Villa and Napoli as they go back to the top tier, and then Olympiacos, Celtic, Porto and Roma will fight it out for that third place. But the final thing to do is look at those relegated teams from the top division. Dortmund, Lazio and Leipzig all find themselves cut from that premium division. And for a third season in a row and on goal difference, Manchester City win the league again. They are showing they're the dominant force and the one to be toppled in this incredible regime. Now, season 5 started with one move. Bishasari comes in. Sergio left our goalkeeper, so he brought this guy in to plug the gap. He's a serious upgrade, so hopefully he can help us go for a big promotion push, which makes the squad look like this, and it really gives us a chance now. I wasn't planning on getting so invested in the Shamrock Rovers side of this, but I am rooting for this team now. How far can we get? This team is incredible. Now in this season, I got approached by my favourite team, Ipswich Town. It was so hard to turn down, but I am going to stick with the Shamrock Rovers save. I really wanted to take this one though. This was really difficult to not go with. And I am so happy we done that. We smashed this league. 102 points overall. Incredible journey that we've been on. We've killed it this season. Absolute domination, and we now find ourselves in Super League 3, our first promotion, our first trophy. And these are the fellas that got us there. Faras, an incredible season from the 10. Novello stepped off a little bit but still contributed massively. Melia done really well with 28 goals this season, and Arroyo 50 contributions, 38 goals. What a season from the young right winger. This kid is unbelievable and it's going to be huge for us in future promotion campaigns. And that translates to this. Kenny Arroyo gets the top scorer award with 33, followed by Mason Melia off the left with 24. These two are lethal. We've also got the top assist leader, Kenny Arroyo. He's been unbelievable both sides of the ball. 11 assists, and Faras not far behind with 10. And then Ellis Bishasari has come in with the top clean sheet record. 16 clean sheets for the new signing. We have done a clean sweep of all of the individual awards. Now the final thing to do is look at our new league. So Victoria Plzeň, Midtjylland, Besiktas and Panathinaikos Panathinaikos will all be relegated, so we won't face them next season. And then Ajax and Salzburg have gone up with Ajax as champions, and then West Ham, Lille, Braga and Sevilla will fight out the playoffs to decide the third team going up to the second tier. In the second tier, we've had Rangers, Wolfsburg and Donetsk all relegated, so we'll be facing those three next season. And then Leipzig and Sporting have gone up with Leipzig as champions, and then one of Dortmund, Celtic, PSV or Roma will join them in that top division. And then in the top division, the Super League 1, Aston Villa, Benfica and Porto are all relegated. And then your champions this season is Real Madrid. They win by 1 point over Munich. City make a major drop off this year. What an incredible turnaround in this top league of the Super League. Things just continue to be so unpredictable. But season 6 is where we now need to go for it. We have a brilliant new signing in Sanchez as he replaces Finn Burns, who goes out. Hopefully that gives us a real foundation to go and do something special this year, because we're on the verge of greatness. And I mean, look at this team. The front line looks unbelievable. The midfield is getting stronger, and we now have a fantastic base. I truly believe that there's a chance here we could go for back-to-back promotions. I wonder if that is in the cards. And I mean, look here, we have skipped to the end of the season just to see how we're getting on. And wow, another fantastic season for Arroyo, Melia and Novello. Our front three are unbelievable. Ferraz has popped up as well. Sanchez, the new signing at centre-back, has picked up 5 goals from there is unbelievable. Amawaku, Marino, everyone is contributing. This team is special. I can't wait to see how they've done this season. And we have done it again. It's back-to-back promotions. It's back-to-back champions. We'll find ourselves moving from the third tier of the Super League up to the second. An unbelievable campaign once again as we've smashed it out this season. And we've beaten teams like Valencia, Sevilla, Feyenoord, Wolfsburg. These are some serious challenges, so we've obviously come a long way. And the top performer this year, Predrag Novak from Valencia, picked up 25 goals to win the Golden Boot. Igor Paxiao picked up the top assist leader as he got 13 for Feyenoord this season. And then it was a 13 clean sheet record for Bethke and Pons as they won the Golden Glove together. What a season for all these players. And where it's gone well for us, it hasn't gone so well for others, as Lille, Ghent, PAOK and Kiev suffer the consequences of relegation. They'll be in the bottom tier once again, but thankfully we're nowhere near that situation anymore. And then to go back down to the fourth tier to look who replaced them, Sparta Praha, Besiktas and Anderlecht all go up automatically, and then Panathinaikos, Schalke, Midtjylland and Basel will fight out to decide who takes that fourth place going up. And then looking upwards, the teams we won't be facing next year are Salzburg, Lyon and West Ham as they're relegated to our division. And then Dortmund and Porto will go up automatically, which is probably to be expected. And then Aston Villa, PSV, Olympiacos and Benfica will be fighting out for that final place in the top division, the promised land that we will be going for next season. And oh my god, there's some serious teams coming down next year. Spurs and Bayern Munich alongside Sporting Lisbon will be in our division next year as they're relegated from the top tier. Bayern Munich, an ex-champion of the Super League, will now no longer be in the first tier of Super League football. And so finally, this is how it looks at the end. We have a new champion of the Euro Super League, PSG. Come out winners. They beat Barcelona and Juve as their closest competition, and we now have a new champion to crown this season. So going into season 7, everything is crazy. The Super League is unpredictable. We're seeing things be thrown out that I wouldn't expect, changes that are just blowing my mind, and I'm absolutely loving to see how all these teams cope in these really harsh environments. So straight back into the season, here we are. First signing, Giancarlo Simic. He's the only signing of the window that goes into the first team. We see Sanchez leave after just 1 season. This left centre-back role is cursed with being stuck at 1 potential, so we now need to get someone who can grow even further. And so here we are after that window. Our squad looks unbelievable. Our first 90 rated player in Arroyo. The team looks so strong all over. More growth to come as well. And now we have our first chance at going for promotion to the top tier of Euro Super League football. Can we get into the first division. And all I can say when I'm looking at this part is they've done everything they can. Over 80 goals as a group. Unbelievable. This team are unreal. Can we do it though? Is this enough? Is Faras, Arroyo, Melia, Novello, have they done it? And have they got us up to the first tier of Super League football? And the answer is yes, we have finished as the league leaders again. That's 3 trophies in 3 seasons. We're going up to the top division and we've even beaten an ex-Super League winner. This is an incredible season. 102 points. We've beat Bayern Munich. And Slavia Praha will be joining us as well as we all go to the top division this season. This is unbelievable. Now, in our division, Marcus Thuram smashed the top scorers award by 10 goals, 34 for the Frenchman. Bumagali and Alberto Moilero picked up the top assist leaders as they picked up 10 each. And our goalkeeper, Elis Bishasari, is coming with another Golden Glove, 15 clean sheets for the season. No wonder we went up as champions. This guy has been solid. Now, at the bottom of our division, Villarreal, Ajax and Fiorentina have all been relegated. Now, in the third tier of Super League football, Lyon and Wolfsburg will come up automatically with Lyon as champions, and then Sevilla, West Ham, Bruges and Braga will fight it out for the final spot. And then going down to the bottom tier, Sturm Graz, Genk, Saint-Etienne and Anderlecht are all relegated, so their time in the third tier is over. In the fourth tier, Lille, Basel, Midtjylland have all gone up automatically with Young Boys, Kiev, Molde and Malmo fighting it out in the playoffs. And finally, up to the top tier, the 3 teams going down who we won't play next year are now Dortmund, Atletico Madrid and Benfica, so we've got some nice teams that we're avoiding there. And then finally, your champions, a team that have been on the verge so many times, Barcelona win the Euro Super League and will take home the title in Season 7. So moving into Season 8, we had some big business to do. We picked up Lamens, a new goalkeeper, and replaced him from our standard goalkeeper in Bishasari. And we also brought in an improved defender in Kouliarakis from Atletico Madrid, and Nielsen will go out, so we have a much stronger first team this season. And so after that, the squad looks like this, and it is full of unbelievable talent. Arroyo, one of the best players in the world. The defense is getting stronger. We have Faraz, Melia, all up into a 90 as well now. This team's unbelievable. I can't wait to see what they have in store this season. I expect some big numbers. And wow, they have scored a lot of goals. They have been absolutely smashing it. Arroyo with 34, Novello with another incredible season, 21, 20 for Melia, Faras with 12. These guys have been unbelievable. We have 92, 92, 91 and 96, the best player in the world by far for sure. That is unreal. What a team we have. These guys are incredible. And I mean, look at Kenny Arroyo. He's become the top scorer in the top division of all of Europe. This guy's unbelievable. 24 goals this season. He is becoming a crazy player. Also, a big shout out to Sheshko and Savinho as they pick up the top assist award with 10 apiece. And then the Golden Glove goes to Diogo Costa, who picks up 13 clean sheets for AC Milan. Incredible from all these athletes. They're absolutely smashing it. But it's time to go through the leagues and then in the end, look how we done this season. But in the bottom league, in the fourth tier of the Super League, Malmo, Genk and Legia Warsaw all went up automatically with Anderlecht, Parma, Ghent and Lask fighting it out in the playoffs. The teams that will be coming down to replace them are Lille, Rapid Vienna, Ferencvárosi and Young Boys. They'll be doing it in the bottom tier next season. The teams that ascend and go into the second tier of the Super League are Copenhagen and Fiorentina, and then Ajax, Braga, Villarreal and Zagreb will fight it out in the playoffs for that final spot. Sadly, in the third tier, the 3 teams that have to go down are Fenerbahce, Club Brugge and Athletic Club. They will all find themselves in the third tier next season. That's absolutely crazy. But the teams coming up and that will be in the top division next season will be Atletico Madrid and Spurs. They've both gone up automatically this year, but Villa Dortmund, Benfica and Sporting will all fight it out for that final place. Now, it's great to see we're not at the bottom of the table, and it is Roma, Porto and Slavia Praha that will be going down. But where did we finish then? Did we finish as champions this season? But season 8 wraps up with us finishing in 8th. We have an incredible new champion in Inter Milan, a first-time winner. 78 points for the Italian team. What a season. Who will it be next? Can Inter hold their place? And so here we are in season 9, and we have a really big task ahead. We've only got 2 seasons left of this experiment. Can we complete it ourselves? Can we win the Euro Super League before that happens? Now, we've signed 2 players to try and make that happen. The first is a brilliant holding midfielder from Belgium, Romeo Lavia. Hopefully he'll strengthen us and make us ready to challenge this season. And the other is a new partner for him, Andre Santos, a young Brazilian. He will come in to strengthen us even more. He's a world-class player. And now we have a really solid foundation all over the pitch that could really challenge anyone. And now surely after that, we have one of the best teams in the world. We've got the best player in the world. We've got one of the best defenses in the world. And now the midfield that was our weakness is now so strong. Surely we can finally go and win a title. Can we go and win the Euro Super League? Now, looking at how we performed, the initial thing is I'm worried. A lot less goals from Ferraz. Arroyo has dropped off. Melli has dropped off. It looks like we've had a lot less of a productive season. It's still good, don't get me wrong. I wonder in this league whether these sorts of numbers could be damaging and we might see ourselves around the relegation zone. Now, in this season, Adriano Alves has won the Golden Boot with 24 goals for Real Madrid. The top assist leader is Moilero, Melia and Arroyo, who have all picked up 9 this season to share the top assist award. And then the most clean sheets goes to Konstantin Lang, 10 clean sheets for Real Madrid. What a year for the German goalkeeper. These guys have all performed incredibly. So let's have a look through all the other leagues to see how things have ended up. In the bottom tier, Schalke, Lille and Lask have gone up automatically, and Royal Antwerp, Parma, Legia Warsaw and Hamburg will fight it out in these playoffs. At the bottom of the third tier, Sevilla, Club Brugge, Besiktas and Genk have all been relegated and will find themselves in the bottom tier next season. At the top of the third tier, you've got Athletic Bilbao and Fenerbahce getting promoted automatically, and then Everton, Braga, Shakhtar Donetsk and Villarreal will fight it out in the playoffs. And then the teams that will go down and will be replaced by those previous teams will be Fiorentina, Celtic and Nottingham Forest. They're no longer in the second tier of Euro Super League football. But to look at the top and see who will be joining the top tier, the Premier Division, Porto and Roma go up automatically, and then Benfica, Aston Villa, Sporting Lisbon and Lyon will fight it out for that last place. What a season throughout all the divisions. And we're not near the bottom. Napoli, Atletico Madrid and Dortmund are the ones that actually got relegated from the top tier of Euro Super League football, and we were actually so near the top. We finished third, just a little way off the leaders, but those leaders do end up being Inter Milan once again as they win the Euro Super League for 2 seasons in a row. What a year for the Italians. That is unbelievable. And so here we are in the final season of this experiment, season 10. It all comes down to this. Can we win it in the final season? Will someone else win it? What's going to happen throughout all the other leagues? It's all down to this. Now, for ourselves, we want to go for that title, so we brought in a really strong centre-back. Kabasi comes in over Simic. He now goes out, and we're in a real position to go and strengthen now and be ready for a title charge this season. And this is the team we're going for in the end. 90s all around. Arroyo, 97. That's the highest rated player I've had all year in a career mode. We're now there. Let's go for this. Can we smash out this season? Because, oh my god, this looks unbelievable. And wow, it's all come down to this. Is it going to be a case that we can complete this side of the road to glory with Shamrock Rovers? Or is it all over? What will happen in this final season? Let's have a look at how it panned out. And I mean, when you look at this side of things, it gives you hope. 36 and 16, 34 and 13 for Arroyo. Novello done unbelievably. We've got 95 up top, 97 up top, 94 up top, 94 in the 10. This is quite possibly one of the best teams ever created is absolutely outrageous. And I mean, look at how these boys perform. Mason Melia picks up the golden boot with 27 goals this season, with Arroyo not far behind. The top assist is shared between Kvaratskhelia, Melia and Arroyo, so our attacking output is unbelievable. And we've picked up the golden glove through Sen Lamens. 12 clean sheets for Shamrock Rovers this season. What a season that is. But the question does still stand. Is it enough? Have we been able to complete this outrageous road to glory with Shamrock Rovers to become the best team in Europe? And it is yes, a million times yes. We smash this with a 14-point lead. We win the Super League in the final season. A perfect end to this entire experiment. Shamrock Rovers will finish as the best team in Europe. And when it comes to the rest of the pyramid, at the bottom of our league, Porto, Roma and Arsenal get relegated. Arsenal would have been in the second tier next year. That's absolutely crazy. In the second tier, you got Atletico Madrid, Benfica coming up, with Napoli, Villa, Sporting and Borussia Dortmund fighting out on the playoffs. And dropping down to the third tier is Atalanta, Copenhagen and Athletic Bilbao. At the top of the third division, Shakhtar Donetsk and Braga go up, with Forest, Celtic, Dynamo Zagreb and West Ham fighting out in the playoffs. And then you've got Anderlecht, Schalke, Brest and Praha going down to the bottom tier in this season. And then in the bottom tier, Sevilla, Club Brugge and Parma will go up. Apoel, Ferencvarosi, Victoria Plzen and Dynamo Kiev will all fight it out in the playoffs. But I hope that answers the question, what if there was a 4-division European Super League? But that is it. I hope you've enjoyed. Let me know if there are any other videos you want like this in the future. Like, comment and subscribe if you're new. We're on the journey to 1,000 and we're getting so much closer. Also, there'll be a video in the middle of the screen right now that I know you'll love, so check that out. But thank you for staying tuned until this point. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. But for now, I'm going to leave this here. Until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Have a lovely rest of the day and peace out.